Do-do-do-do-do.
Hey yo, happy Chinese New Year and Australia Day, or happy Sunday if it offends you to celebrate cultural festivals. Today I would like to share some info on how to invest physical silver for part of your portfolio. In my opinion, having a small allocation to precious metals like gold and silver is a useful part to diversify your portfolio, because they are partially uncorrelated with stocks and silver. They have the unique risks and opportunities. There will be times where a larger allocation is tactically useful as well. So born and raised in the Asian culture, storing a little bit of silver, gold for rainy days is deep in my DNA. We give or receive gold when we get married or 60th birthday, or when we sense some economic crisis may be happening and we want to protect our wealth. Let me just show you this little baby, tiny bit here. Precious metals serve as a hedge against market volatility, political instability, currency weakness, and economic collapse. Because they are physically rare and easily malleable, gold and silver has been used as money across much of the world for thousands of years. While they can be quite volatile, they historically store wealth very well over the long term. Whether investors should own gold and silver is up to you. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a chick on the internet who would like to explore different investment strategy, and I could be wrong. Now, there are people who doesn't trust the global economic system and invest almost entirely in precious metal. And on the other hand, some investors have zero exposure to precious metal, no gold and silver allocation at all. There's no right or wrong, it's personal choice. Now let's say you have done your research and happy to invest some of your savings into the precious metals. Question people will ask me is, how much should you hold in gold and silver? Well, that's up to you and your unique circumstances. Like, how old are you? Where do you live in the world? What's the rest of your financial situation like? Personally, I like to put about 5% of a portfolio in precious metals is appreciable, and maybe up to 10%, maybe. Depends how much I have. For example, I bought a couple of silver bars, like that's it, a couple of them, and then a few silver coins, just in case I can't get access to fiat currency in the bank and I need to live, let's say, 3 months. And some shop may sell food with silver. So I got a tiny bit of this little thing, and then a little bit of bar and a coin. If you invest too much, you risk missing out on the better growth, like cryptocurrency, let's say. However, having no allocation leaves you exposed to certain risk that the traditional stock market or cryptocurrency can't always compensate for. So for example, the Shark Tank guy, Kevin or Larry, holds about 5% of his portfolio in gold and silver, actually gold bullion and ETFs. And so when gold goes up in price a lot, he sells some. When it dips, he buys some more. And also Ray Dalio, the famous hedge fund billionaire, also recommends holding 5 to 10% to gold as part of your all-weather strategy. So I think both of these examples are reasonable. For me, I treat gold and silver as insurance. I don't bet on it going tenfold in 2 years, or the price of silver shoot up to 50% an ounce, let's say, because it means that our money system has collapsed and hyperinflation started, meaning like the future of $50 is today $15, you know what I mean? So number doesn't count. Like, for example, now $15 can buy you this guy, such as 30, but let's say $30 buy you this guy and you can buy you a dinner, right? But maybe when the economic collapse, this one can still buy you dinner, but then if you use your fiat currency, you may have to spend $80, let's say. So it means this coin is now worth $80, not $30. You know what I mean? Let me show you, this coin. The oldest method for gold and silver investing is just to buy some physical coins and bar. The advantage to the physical approach is that it's the safest, it's simple to invest in it. You just buy some in a reputable vendor and then hold it in a safe place. So for my wealth habit is that I would save about 10% from my income automatically every time I get my income sources. And then from time to time, I get maybe a few $1,000. Then I would donate some of them, and then the rest I would go to Collins Street and just buy some silver. I don't care about the price, not like I'm buying tons of them anyway. I'm just getting this little tiny bit, and I'll get some more coins slowly. And you may ask, where do you store it and how do you keep it safe? I would put some silver coins and a bit of cash in your home. Not too much, so that even if you get robbed, you're not losing your life saving. This is not a lot of money here, but I feel much safer just knowing that I just have a tiny bit of this at home. So let's say in case your city got hit by devastation, either economic or weather related. Let's say the bushfire here in Australia or the China virus where cities have been locked down for quarantine. It's good to have some hard asset on hand, like you can touch it in case you need to stock up some water or food and stay home for a few weeks. You can't always rely on banks or electronic payment networks to provide these funds during the crisis. For example, during the Greece economic crisis in 2015, the bank's limited withdrawal amount to 60 euros a day, and you have to wait in a long lines just to get a little bit of your own cash. And in 2017, when Puerto Rico was devastated by a hurricane and the whole territory was without power, no power, business couldn't accept credit card and cash was needed for everything. But many banks were closed and others were limited withdrawal to $100 a day. Again, there are massive lines in the bank and there's hardly working ATM because no power, So if you just cannot have a coin, you could just go to the Coles and see if they're happy to accept this for a month of grocery, let's say. And we're not talking about the 1930s. This happened just a few years ago in developed countries. That's why having some physical cash and some physical gold and silver coin just stashed around of an emergency is not a bad idea. But then once you start getting to large amounts, then it's unsafe to store physical gold and silver at your home. And if you want to hold more, it's important to store it off-site professionally with security. This comes with the fees, which eats away in your investment. But your risk, that's your choice to risk. You want to pay a little bit, but knowing that someone professionally store for you, and then you have just a tiny bit at home like this. There you go. I hope if you're interested in more why I invest in silver, actually silver more than gold, not just because gold is expensive, like this guy is like 2K or something, I can't remember how much, but this is expensive. I can't really get that much. This is much easier. This one is about 1K, this whole kilo. You can actually, it's pretty heavy. And then this guy is about $40. I can do another video and show you more the fundamental of why silver and why gold, if you like. Okay, bye.